Alan, you're good friends with Netanyahu. I think you even met with him recently in the last year. What is your read on him? He's gotten a lot of criticism for either letting the attack happen or for doing this to save his political career. What do you make of Bibi?
I had a 3-hour lunch with him 8 days before these events. That is the Friday night, 1 week before the Saturday. 3 hours we talked. He was in a great mood. I was helping him with trying to come to a compromise on judicial reform. Remember that? That today is old news. Look, he is the prime minister, and the prime minister bears ultimate responsibility for what is probably the greatest intelligence failure in modern history. There were two intelligence failures. Number one, the failure to see what was going to happen, the attack. But number two, much more serious and much less understandable, is the failure of the Israeli military to get to the terrorists within an hour of when this started. They could have saved hundreds of the 1,200 people and probably could have prevented the hostage taking of many. Nobody to this day understands why the Israeli army, with its helicopters and its jets and its ground forces, did not get down there more quickly. That will happen after the war is over. There'll be an after-the-fact analysis, and this will all come out. There'll be no secrets, and it will be a devastating critique of every aspect of the Israeli government, starting with the prime minister and going down to the head of the IDF, to the head of Israeli intelligence, to the Mossad, to the Shin Bet. No one will survive. No person who is in a position of authority on October 7th will be untainted by this report.
Yeah, that was really hard to believe. I mean, in 2018, I went to Israel. I spent some time in Tel Aviv and went to Jerusalem, and I know how small of a landmass it is. And I saw the tweets here in London on Saturday morning, and I could have gotten to a plane and flown there and got to some of those kibbutzes quicker than the army. And it was just hard to imagine that it wasn't being stopped sooner.
Yeah, when there was a grandfather, a former general, who got in his car from Tel Aviv, drove down to one of the kibbutzim and saved the lives of people with his pistol. It was easier to get by car from Tel Aviv than these multi-million-dollar attack helicopters. Where were they? I just don't get it. I know a lot about Israel. I've been there over 100 times. I do not know the answer to that question.
A lot of conspiracy theories floating around about that, which I'm sure will be dealt with in the future. What has Israel done wrong, in your opinion, the last month?
Well, they didn't anticipate this attack, and they didn't react more quickly. I think after that, they've done everything pretty much right. I think their reaction has been proportionate. I think they have tried to minimize civilian deaths. Let's remember, too, when the United States fought a war against terrorism thousands of miles away from its borders, in Afghanistan, it killed over 70,000 civilians. When it fought a war against Iraq for no good reason, that was the wrong war at the wrong time, but it did it. Between 270 and 330 civilians died. And now we're talking about, we don't know the number, less than 11,000. So there's a lot of double standard hypocrisy about that. Civilians die when terrorists hide behind civilians. And the world has to understand that that's the fault of the terrorists. So, is Israel's public relation not good enough? Well, when you're living in a world where there's a double standard applied to Jews and to the Jewish state, it's awfully hard to overcome that by effective public relations. Israeli spokesmen who appear on television have credibility. They've generally been accurate in their statements, whereas Hamas has no credibility. Doctors in these hospitals have no credibility, but the world treats them as morally equivalent. That's very difficult. That's our problem as well as Israel's.
Will Hezbollah attack?
It will attack in a minimal way. It will not attack all out because it knows that Israel has the Air Force capacity to retaliate not only against Hezbollah, but against Iran. Iran's winning. They're laughing all the way to the bank. They're the winners of this whole thing. They haven't lost anybody. They've lost a couple of soldiers but they're winning. They're laughing. They started this whole thing. And they're getting away with it. And they're going to do it again and again and again. That's why Israel has to. I wish it could bring about regime change. That should have happened during the Obama administration, but it didn't. And so now Israel has no choice but to ultimately, if it can, destroy Iran's nuclear reactor program.
Which they've been actively doing, right? They've been assassinating nuclear scientists. Mossad has been very busy doing that for the last actively 5 years and probably 20 years.
Has been. It started with Egypt back in the 1940s. These are targeted assassinations designed to prevent civilian deaths. Most of the people who have been killed have been complicitous, but Israel may have to take the next step because Iran is coming closer and closer to having a nuclear arsenal, and that is intolerable to the world. If you think North Korea is dangerous, North Korea is not trying to export; it's just trying to stay in power. Even China, the most dangerous country in the world is Iran. If you give them nuclear weapons, they become incrementally more dangerous.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you gotta pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.